The mainstream media's relentless coverage of global warming has become a staple of modern news reporting. While the importance of addressing climate change cannot be overstated, it is essential to examine the motivations behind the media's fervent emphasis on this issue. A closer look reveals that the mainstream media's global warming propaganda is not solely driven by a desire to inform and educate the public, but rather to control and shape public opinion. One of the primary reasons the mainstream media wants to control us with global warming propaganda is to advance a specific ideological agenda. By perpetuating a narrative of imminent environmental disaster, the media can create a sense of urgency and panic, which can be leveraged to push for radical policy changes. These changes often involve increased government regulation, high taxes, and a shift towards a more socialist economic model. The media's alarmist rhetoric is designed to convince the public that drastic action is necessary to avoid catastrophic consequences, thereby justifying the implementation of policies that might otherwise be met with resistance. Another motivation behind the media's global warming propaganda is to distract from more pressing issues that might be embarrassing or damaging to those in power. By keeping the focus on climate change, the media can divert attention away from topics such as government corruption, economic inequality, and social injustice. This tactic is particularly effective in times of crisis, when the public might otherwise demand greater accountability from their leaders. By creating a narrative of environmental crisis, the media can shift the blame for societal problems from human actions to abstract concepts like climate change, thereby absolving those in power of responsibility. The mainstream media's control of the global warming narrative also serves to suppress dissenting voices and alternative perspectives. By labeling anyone who questions the prevailing wisdom on climate change as a denier or skeptic, the media can silence opposition and create a false sense of consensus. This marginalization of dissenting voices is a classic tactic of propaganda, designed to prevent the public from considering alternative viewpoints and to maintain a monolithic narrative. The media's unwillingness to engage with constructive criticism or debate only serves to reinforce the suspicion that their primary goal is not to inform, but to indoctrinate. Furthermore, the mainstream media's emphasis on global warming has created a lucrative industry, with billions of dollars being invested in green technologies, renewable energy, and sustainability initiatives. The media's promotion of these industries serves to create a self-perpetuating cycle of hype and investment, which can be highly profitable for those involved. This has led to the emergence of a new class of climate entrepreneurs, who stand to gain financially from the media's alarmist rhetoric and the resulting policy changes. In addition, the mainstream media's global warming propaganda has become a tool for social control, allowing governments and corporations to exert influence over individual behavior and lifestyle choices. By creating a sense of guilt and responsibility around carbon emissions, the media can encourage people to adopt certain behaviors, such as reducing energy consumption, eating a plant-based diet, or using public transportation. While these choices may be beneficial for the environment, they also serve to reinforce a broader agenda of social engineering, which can be used to manipulate public opinion and influence personal freedoms. In conclusion, the mainstream media's desire to control us with global warming propaganda is driven by a complex array of motivations, including ideological agendas, distraction from pressing issues, suppression of dissent, financial gain, and social control. While the importance of addressing climate change cannot be overstated, it is essential to approach the media's narrative with a critical eye, recognizing the potential for manipulation and indoctrination. By doing so, we can ensure that our responses to environmental challenges are informed, nuanced, and grounded in a genuine desire to protect the planet, rather than being driven by a hidden agenda of control and manipulation.